All right, and I'm back online. So I'm going to continue on the color switch. Now I went swimming, so my hair is a little bit wet. I hope that's okay with you. Anyway, we're not here. For me, we're here to create the color switch clone. So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to share all my screen and present to everyone. All right. So let's take a look at what we have so far. Inside of Unity, I'm going to press play, and you'll see that we have the actual ball and we have the bars, the colorful bar that are here. Now I'm going to press, I'm going to click, and I see that I can go up. And as you can see, I went through the wrong color and I have game over in the text here in the console because I'm basically lost. Now, what's going on here? Something that I want to fix is that the speed sometimes can go really far and really fast. And I don't want that. I want to limit the speed so that it doesn't have to go that fast. And in order to do that, I have to modify the script. I'm going to click on the sphere and double click on the player script. Now, inside of the player script in the fixed update, that's where we add the force here. Now, what we can do is limit the speed. How do we do this? Well, let's first display the speed, which is called in physics velocity. And to display it, I'm going to do debug.log, and I'm going to display velocity is, and then I'm going to display plus, that would be body.velocity. And since I only want the y-axis, because I don't care about the x-axis, I can do dot, I believe it's a y. Yes, here it is. Okay, I'm going to save this. And now, going back to Unity, I'm going to press play, and we're going to be able to see the actual velocity. You guys ready? So velocity is 0, because right now I'm not moving, obviously. But as soon as I move, you guys see the velocity. I'm sorry, it's not moving somehow. It should have. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, yes, I see it. It says velocity is 33, 24, and so on. So I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to show you that the values of the velocity. As you can see, it's at 32. It went 34, 40. So as you can see, the velocity can be really high. So I want to cap this and put a max on this. And the best way to do this is to cap this by adding a max. How do I do that? Well, I'm going to add a variable for this. So going back to monodevelop, all the way up, I'm going to add a velocity max. So public float and call it max velocity, and put a value of, let's say, 10. Okay. Now you can always modify this later. That's not a problem. And in the fixed update, I'm going to remove the debug log and put an if statement. If body.velocity.y is greater than, let's say, the max velocity. If it's greater than the max velocity, then we want to limit that. So we say body.velocity.y is equal to max velocity, so that we never go above the max velocity. All right. Now that should be okay. Sometimes the velocity.y is not accessible, so we can always double check by going back to Unity, and it will say it here if it's accessible or not. As you can see here, it says the velocity is store value is a temporary variable and it cannot be modified. So we need to basically, another way would be to reduce the force. And one way to reduce the force is to add a force on the opposite side. And one way would be to do body dot add force. And the force that we're going to add is downward. So that would be vector up, or vector2.up times, let's say, -1, and times, let's go with the intensity, so that we do it this way. Now, vector1 times -1, that's the same as down, right? So I can do vector2.down, all right, times intensity. All right, so we're technically reducing the force this way. Let's take a look at this now. We'll press play. Right, and here we go. So as you see, it's not going too fast now, okay? I keep clicking and clicking, and it never goes too fast. That's exactly what we want. All right.